What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Ace Attorney 6. Now that Owen IV is off as a witness because he's in the infirmary with wet noodles, whatever his name is, I always forget. We now have a new witness and new suspect. Well, I guess she isn't a new witness. Anyways, what I did before the murder. Yeah, I visited the dressing room during that time to make a courtesy call after my act. Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know? The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited. So Gairu's saying she went into the dressing room, but then left right away. Don't take her at her word. Come on, do you really think I would? I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened. Now then, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Tank, easy now. Easy, don't want you on the keyboard. What are you doing? Yeah, I visited the dressing room during the time to make a courtesy call, yes.
Hold it!
A courtesy call after your performance, huh? Come to think of it, Uendo mentioned making some kind of visit. Oh, the same kind of visit. Yeah, a visit to your master before and after your routine. That's just common courtesy with us Rakugo artists and entertainers. So that means you paid the victim a courtesy call before your performance too, right? What'd you see at that time? He was having a drink and getting himself into a festive mood. He liked to say that drinking gave him a silver tongue. So he was already drinking by then. Uendo wasn't there in the dressing room yet at the time. He must have gotten there during my act, because when I went back, Shisho and Owen were in there, but they were both snoring up a storm.
Hold it!
Could you describe how they appeared? They were both stretched out on the floor, snoozing away. So sitting the victim up and over the table must have been the culprit's doing. After all, who wouldn't stretch out on the floor if they could take a nap? Ugh. Plus, that matches up with what Owen said in his testimony. But if he was asleep, how could you tell it was Owen? How did you know it wasn't Uendo? I've known the guy for ages. One look at his face and I know which one I'm dealing with. I see. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know?
Hold it!
Where did you find your master's note? I don't know, can't remember. Did you notice anything else unusual or out of place in the room? Well, there was the sake and a half-eaten manju on the table. But I didn't see anything else out of place or whatever in the room, though. Oh, is that a fact? Of course it is. What do you think? And you didn't change anything around while you were in there. I didn't do anything. Look, I'm telling ya, I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in the room. Your baldness, I request that that statement be added to Gairu's testimony. Simon, what's a statement like that going to do for us? Just play along and you'll see soon enough. I have no problem with adding that to the testimony, but how about you, Miss Sykes? I have no problem with it either, Your Honor. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho and I didn't touch anything in the room.
Hold it!
So I just want to confirm, you didn't see anything at all unusual or out of place anywhere around the victim. I already told you, nothing. And you didn't touch anything at all in the dressing room. How many times I gotta say it? No, I didn't touch anything. But then is she saying she didn't see? what Uendo immediately saw when he checked the victim's body? Does that mean it wasn't there yet at that time? Oh, hold on, I guess there was something. But what is it? The soba making equipment was already there in the room. That means Bucky must have been there in the dressing room before me, doing something. Thanks for the non-help. Well, a new statement has been added, but she's still sticking to her guns. She said she didn't see anything unusual in the dressing room. But that strikes me as a little strange on its own. Why? If Master Tonido really is the one who left that, you'd think Gairu would have noticed. And if Master Tonido wasn't the one who left it, then we must ask, who did? You know what I'm getting at, don't you, Athena? I think so. I really appreciate Simon's help, but I gotta come up with the answer myself this time. Alright, let's go back to the last statement. Present. Is the cards their own evidence? Yeah, here it is.
Objection!
Gairu, you said you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master. You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right. What about it? Then I wonder who left that dying message with the Karuta cards. What are you going on about? It had to have been that Bucky. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because only 3 people knew of Uendo's personalities. Uendo, your master, and you. If Bucky had left that Karuta message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen, he would have spelled out Uendo. What it boils down to is this. As a member of the Tonido school, you, Gairu Tonido, are the only one who could have left that dying message. And as the person who left that message, it's clear that you are Master Tonido's killer. Will you ever quit your yapping?
Objection.
You're like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me to cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start to go my way? Silence. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As the witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's note was not the only reason she left with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Gairu to leave at once. Would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Gairu had to leave the dressing room? Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Keep your eyes peeled, because here it comes. Your hand is all swollen and red. What happened, Gairu? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. What? Allergic reactions to buckwheat can vary, though they're usually on the severe side. With Taifu Tonido making soba noodles in his dressing room, Gairu is lucky to still be alive considering all the soba flour that was swirling in the air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with just a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho as he was being carried away, and look what it did to my poor hands. There must have been soba broth on his clothes or something. Cloths. If I'd inhaled any of that soba flour, I'd have had a seizure, and it would have been good night, Gairu. I never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. A person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. This isn't good. You knew it would come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned your allergy. As if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of this witness. I'm sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open, yeah? If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. And with that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. I still can't believe it. Nobody told me she had a soba allergy. Did you know? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my foot. What a dirty trick. Now what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sadmonk to shame with your cross-examination. Right. No matter how small, I'll find us an opening and break her testimony down. You're not lying about this soba allergy of yours, right? Of course not. I swear on the grave of my father up in heaven. I can even get you a doctor's certificate if you want. She seems to be telling the truth. I've had this allergy for as long as I can remember. But I never dreamt in a million years it would clear me of murder. And you'll come out of this smelling like a delicate buckwheat flour to boot. Well said, Your Honor. And with that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me.
Hold it!
I'll give you that there was quite a bit of flour scattered about in that dressing room. But you went in to pay your respects to your master regardless, right? Yeah, but like I said, I came right back out. I mean, the soba making tools were right there. You better believe I was careful not to breathe any of it in. But you still could have committed this crime if you held your breath while doing it. Don't be ridiculous. I would have suffocated to death before Shisho did. Yeah, I guess you're right. Jeez, get a grip, will ya? Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused this much damage.
Hold
it! Maybe there's a twist here, like you're actually allergic to dogs and not soba. You're kidding. Bring my little Jugemu in here? I'll hug and squeeze him like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you, I have a genuine, honest-to-goodness soba allergy. Defense, the witness clearly has an authentic allergy to buckwheat. Any further deliberation on the matter would be meaningless, pointless, worthless. You heard the man, lawyer girl. All right, fine. I was just starting to think the same thing myself. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though. I probably got this allergic reaction on my hand here because I touched Shisho. There must have been soba broth on his clothes.
Hold it!
I have a question about that, actually. If you're allergic to soba, does that mean you're allergic to the noodle broth, too? Well, the buckwheat from the noodles can dissolve into the broth, so duh. Touching soba broth can be just as deadly for me. Don't you know anything? What an amateur. I'm sorry? Do I look like a doctor to you? Look. Anything that has soba in it or anything that has touched soba is like poison to me. So I never could have committed that murder in the dressing room. Something has to be off. Nothing was found in his lungs, yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Shit! Oh, man, okay. Let me see.
Hold it!
So I just want to cover all my bases, but could the murder have possibly occurred somewhere other than the dressing room?
Objection!
That's out of the question. By even asking, you show your complete disregard for all we've discussed until now. Yes, I have to agree. The defense can't go around suggesting new premises without bias. Unfortunately for you, Shisho didn't take a single step from his dressing room around the time of the murder. Well, that is unfortunate for everyone. Gairu could not have possibly committed this crime in a room where soba was being made. Finally, the time has come for the last rites of the victim to begin. What would Mr. Wright do at a time like this? There's only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope. It's just the worst of times are when lawyers have to face their biggest smiles. I see. You have no rebuttal, and so the only thing left to you is to smile. Oh! That's where you're wrong. I do have a rebuttal. Turn your thinking around. Don't try to figure out how Gairu, who is allergic to soba, could commit the crime. Figure out how Gairu could be in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles, but I'm fresh like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. All about the three freshish. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles. He's blacked out. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. That's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. What if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what we think it means? If that's the case, I might be able to prove that Gairu could have committed this crime. No matter how hard you search your mind, you cannot overturn facts. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I'll hand down my ruling. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we got our facts about a piece of evidence wrong? What are you talking about now? And which piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out to this court. This evidence proves that Gairu could have killed her master even with her soba allergy.
Take that!
It's Master Tonaido's note. The note? Preposterous! What possible connection could there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of this note. Its true meaning. This note does not mean I'm resting, do not disturb, as we had assumed. But rather it actually means this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Wait a minute, Athena. That doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Bucky told us many a time, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber-jabber got to do with anything? This is it, the home stretch. This note and Mr. Wet's words have led me to the conclusion that Master Tonido was making udon noodles. The victim, Taifu Tonido, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles. That layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. So actually, it was totally possible for Gairu to be in that room and kill her master. Ugh. But if that's true, it changes everything. Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately.
Objection!
But soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Gairu did have a reaction on her hand. How do you explain those things? Well, even word udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Gairu committed the crime. But don't lose your nerve now. Keep charging forward or you'll feel my blade at your back. Enough with the threats already, I got it. Talk about pressure. Alright, Athena, take a deep breath and go over everything again. I'm gonna re-visualize the case from start to finish. I have to find conclusive evidence that Gairu committed this murder. What was Master Tonido making in his dressing room? By my logic, Master Tonido must have been making udon noodles in his dressing room. But something at the crime scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl on the table? Even though the master wasn't making soba, soba noodles were found at the scene. So that means the noodles had to have come from somewhere. One mysterious serving of soba noodles. That sounds familiar. Where did the soba in the bowl on the table come from? Whoops! If a catering service brought it... Wait a minute. If it was a catering service, then somebody must have delivered it. And nobody testified about any delivery. Nope, that's not it either. Gairu is allergic to buckwheat. Just touching it made her hand swell and turn red. She couldn't have made soba noodles. So in that case... the soba noodles found at the scene were from the master stock of uncooked noodles. But then why would the culprit go out of her way to cook that soba and put it in the bowl? Why did the culprit cook the soba noodles and put them in the bowl? Soba was found at the scene, so that means the culprit must have taken the udon with her to hide it. But why did the culprit take the udon away and hide it? It must have been because she... The udon dough was the real weapon used to kill Taifu Tonido. And the reason why no weapon was found is because Gairu got rid of the dough somehow. Maybe she ate it. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim made. If we can find this dough, that'll prove my theory correct. Oh, that's actually easy. She fed to the dog. And undeniably prove Gairu's guilt.
Objection!
Even if we could find this dough, what makes you think that it would prove she's the one? Please recall Owen's eyewitness testimony, Prosecutor Satmari. If the injury on Gairu's forehead was caused by the victim's knife, then Gairu's blood must have dripped down onto the dough used as the murder weapon. That would make the dough pretty conclusive evidence, wouldn't you agree? But where is this conclusive evidence? Let us hear your theory on where this murder weapon is. If I can't find the answer in the evidence I have on hand, we'll lose this trial. So how did Gairu get rid of the udon dough? What do I have that points to suspicious behavior on Gairu's part? Let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Nice barking you did there. I assume you have the bite to back it up. Stop distracting me, especially not right now.
Take that!
What is it? I'm just an innocent girl. I don't know anything about a murder. Stop that cute act in your balloon hat. Gairu got rid of the dough she used to kill Master Tonido in a bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Prosecutor Blackwell's nose by feeding it to her dog. No, Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Gairu, who should know her own dog's eating habits, would feed Jugemu more than he could possibly finish. Your Honor, please order an investigation of the yard right now. And what should the police at the theater be looking for exactly? Jugemu must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around his doghouse. Dumplings that Gairu made out of the udon dough with her blood in it. This is preposterous. I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way. What are you blathering on about? You still have work to do. Now, by your hand, finish this wretched case off, Athena. Gairu, do you remember what you said would happen when the truth is finally revealed? When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Well, now the truth is out, and it looks to me like it's your balloon that goes pop. I'm a Rakugo artist. I was the chosen one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then Shisho. Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy, are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl. Alright. Thanks, Japan. Are you ready to tell us everything now? The whole reason I entered the world of Rakugo in the first place. And that's the biggest twist for me. Who knew her burbs were balloons? Was to follow in my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. His stage name? You don't mean Uendo Tonido. I knew I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did the stupid balloon thing like Shisho wanted, I'd inherit the name someday. But Master Tonido gave the name to his junior disciple. Yeah. That's why I took my revenge on Shisho during the show celebrating the name succession. So that was your entire motive. I doubt anybody else can understand, but inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living. Of all the days you could have taken your revenge, why'd you choose the day of the show? Because I wanted to pay Uendo back for stealing what was rightfully mine. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show where all the Tonido fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Wet. And now we know the whole story. There's just one more thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tonido was making udon in his dressing room yesterday? No, I didn't. When I saw the soba making tools, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get my revenge on the two of them, so I went ahead and did it. So it was a premeditated crime, but in the end, you only went through with it on impulse. Then the allergic reaction on your hand. Is it from touching the soba in the refrigerator with your bare hands? When you were tampering with the crime scene after your master's death? Yeah. By that time, I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. How could you do all this, you idiot? You idiot! I get your desire to inherit your father's name. But what you really should have inherited from him wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart. Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor Satmati? Any objections? No, Your Honor. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes? That's the first time he's used my name. I shall be sure to remember your name. Really? It seems he finally recognizes you as a proper adversary. Thanks, that's all I ask, Prosecutor Sadmati. Good job, now he's lost to the whole Right Anything Agency. It looks like there are no further objections. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Good. It seems you have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Bucky Wet. This court is adjourned. Congratulations, Bucky. I'm so glad you were found innocent. Thanks for everything, Miss Chickadee. But it still sucks that you're accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did Uendo have it out for you or something? I don't think so. Uendo said it was a spur-of-the-moment idea he got when he saw the Soba-themed cards. Simon, where have you been? I stopped in at Uendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for a crime on a whim. No way! I almost got convicted out of convenience? Well, at least you've been completely cleared of all charges, so buck up, Bucky. On a more important note, what I really want to know is... why didn't Master Tonido let Gairu inherit her father's name? What do you mean on a more important note? Don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business? No, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Gairu to find her own calling in life. To perform whatever she wanted without being bound by her father's name or Rakugo. Making udon was his way of showing his support for her in her new endeavor. So that's why he called you to the theater, huh? To teach him how to make udon. A more roundabout way I've never seen, but that's Master Tonido for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding. How sad. By the way, Gairu wasn't the only person Master Tonido was trying to cheer on. Even though the person in question still seems unaware of the Master's intentions. You talking about me? Come on, no way. All that old man ever did was criticize my soba. That's not true, Bucky. There must be a way to make Bucky see just how much Master Tonido cared about him.
Take that!
Take a good look, Bucky. Whose name is on there as the holder of this title deed? It's still in my name. Master Tonido was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. He probably used some tough love on you so that the shop wouldn't just go belly up. I see. I never knew. Oh, Master Tonido, I'm so sorry. Keep working hard, Bucky, and pay him back by living up to his expectations. Thanks, Saimi, and you too, Miss Chickadee. One day my soba's gonna be so good it'll knock that old man's socks clean off. After all, I'm the 4th generation owner of Wet Soba. Wet Noodle number 4. Well, I'd better be getting back to my shop. Gotta get ready for the lunch rush. Hold on. Could I place an order for delivery, Bucky? Yes? Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Gairu on behalf of her master? You got it. I'll make sure it's got all the TLC Master Tonido would have packed in it too. See ya! Be sure to drop by the shop sometime. I will, and I'll bring the whole agency with me. Do us all proud, Bucky. I'll have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come. Peace out! It's nice to see somebody giving it their all, isn't it? I wonder if I leveled up any thanks to this case. Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had I not been by your side. You don't know that. For a lawyer who's versed in psychology, you're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyze yourself more objectively. Or you could just teach me your famous mind trick, Simon. No. Way to shut someone down, and why not? Because the more pesky lawyers there are, the harder my job becomes. So it's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. What about what's in my best interest? Besides, weren't you the one who had the rule pulled over your eyes by Uendo? Must you remind me? How could I have known Uendo would do Time Soba? Speaking of Time Soba, I just thought of something funny. I can't wait. Here it is. In Time Soba, why didn't the number 9 get counted? Do you know? How should I know? Because 7, 8, 9. Thank you, I'll be here. I'm not even... No. That I should have known. Come on, let's go get soba or something and go home. Your treat? I'll treat you to 50% of the tab, and don't forget, you still owe me for that manju. Really, Simon? It wouldn't hurt for you to pay for me every once in a while, you know. Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. Wait for me! I may still have a ways to go as a lawyer, but just like Mr. Wright, Apollo, and Simon before me, I'm gonna get there someday. After all, I've inherited their passion for our courts and the law. I can do this. Yay, we're done! Which leaves probably the many hours of Case 4, the many weeks, a month. Turnabout Revolution. So stay tuned for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!